Okay, traders, to watch this video for Friday. I can't believe it's Friday already. Friday, November 5th. The SPY, another gap up and another all-time record high close. I don't know. You think the market was great today because it's just another green day. But to me, I found everything pretty sketchy today. Like things were just acting weird. I don't know how else to put it. I had one trade that I'm proud of. And it got me from red to green on the day. And it was this NKLA, which, gapped up, sold off. And, I'd love to tell you I took this high of day break right here. But for me, it ran too far too fast. When you ever get that V shape, I just don't feel right buying the high of day break. So I didn't do anything with it. And then I let it form this setup here. Starts to come back up here. So there you had an early high at 1456. And then it put in a lower high, 1443-ish. Anyway, I called a second mouse back through 1450, knowing the high of day was just above. The daily chart had great relative volume. You can see it here compared to the last few days. And it was kind of pushing through. It had already pushed at this point through the 200 days. So, and a lot of shorts in the name. All right, so that was the reason. And so here comes the break of the half. There it is. And it really didn't look back. And ended up going up a little bit, about a buck from there. Went to 1550. Do I have that right? 1556. And so that's the trade that I made most of my money on, and I undid some with that. I undid some of my earlier trades, so I just had an okay day at best. But I didn't like the. I mean, I can show you an example. Look at Dollar Tree. I didn't trade this one, but look. I mean, you saw stuff like this today. Dollar Tree rips, and then a couple minutes later tanks. So I think A, B, and B did. Well, never mind. That was after hours. Anyway, trust me, it was squinky out there, and trading. Nothing came easy today. So. A green day for me, but I'm not feeling good about it, and I'm certainly going to be a little bit more cautious tomorrow as far as position size and that sort of thing. So, what are we watching for tomorrow? PETZ. I've got to watch it. Look what it did. It gapped up, sold off, came back up, almost took out the high, and then just tanked, right? And then kind of grinding along at the low of day. Usually, when you see this, I don't touch it. I don't even look at it. I'm not even interested in it the rest of the day. It's usually going to bleed lower the rest of the day. And then out of the blue, I pointed out the volume here. I said, that's actually a pretty good move for a flag dragging on the ground that we call it, right? A lot of people think little bounces out of these low of day bases are good. And I always tell people to avoid them. But when you get this, and it's getting later in the day, you might have some shorts caught. I would love to tell you I took it right there, but I didn't. I actually think I called this first pullback after it broke the highs. That way I never felt like I was chasing. But anyway, a pretty strong close. And you might have some shorts caught because this is the look. This is the intraday look of a stock that's got a bunch of shorts in it because they're killing it, right? You'd expect that to fill the gap that day or the next day. And so then you get this surprise pop. So I would argue that shorts may be in trouble. I want to watch for a follow-through day tomorrow. TCS, which is the Container Store, big pop yesterday. Inside day to day, looking for a third day play. PATH, nice volume and kind of a little mini breakout today. We're going to see if it gives us a continuation day tomorrow. SAVA, big volume and topped out at exactly 100 before closing at 84.40, but it did close over the middle of its intraday range. So I'm going to put that on long watch for tomorrow. Remember, I don't hold overnight, so I'm looking for something that might give me an A+ intraday setup tomorrow. RDBX got a big rip today. I didn't think it would go as high as it did because you got a lot of bag holders from back here, right? But anyway, held up pretty well. So we're going to keep this one on watch tomorrow. NKLA, I already talked about this one. Nice breakout today. We're going to see if that gives a follow-through setup tomorrow. DNUT, I'm not in love with this one, but it had a nice pop a few sessions ago. Couple lower highs, but it's holding up pretty well. Ugly daily, though. But we'll see. Maybe it continues this bounce that it put in a few days ago after a couple days rest. That's DNUT. NRDS has only been trading one day. But how am I not going to watch a stock called NerdWallet, right? And it had a big range. Look at the range. It went from 23.40 all the way up to 34.44. So over $11 in range on the day and settled in probably in the lower half. But that's a big move. We're going to keep our eyes on it for a few days and see if we get an A+ setup. MQ, definitely on fire back here. And now it's worked its way a few days down in a row to the 20-day. This probably one of my favorite setups, assuming we get an A+ intraday bounce setup. I like this pullback to the 20-day. BKKT, another stock that's been on fire. Now you've got a red day, 2, 3, like 4 days lower. Still like that to get down to the moving average, but I am putting that on bounce watch for tomorrow. OCGN, not in love with this. A lot of people bought into this leading up to their World Health Organization approval, I think is what they were waiting for. They got it, got the gap up, and then the bottom fell out. But you know what? This has fallen now. And it was, you could argue it was good news. This has fallen from 1765 all the way down to a low of 955 in 2 sessions. So I am going to put this on bounce watch, but I am not oblivious to the fact that you got a lot of people stuck in it. But we'll see if it gives us a setup. And then last, I'm going to go with RWLK. Had news and after hours, and it's trading at around $2. So we'll see if it gives us a gap play setup in the morning. I'm going to keep it short and sweet tonight, and I'll see everybody in the chat room in the morning. Have a good night.